Hello everyone from YouTube. I'm going to be reacting and commentating to the newest Mario Sunshine World Record by toobou. You notice that the timer says 5 minutes 40 seconds. That's because runners and the community chose to start the run from a pre-made file, so-called hacked file, that has already watched all of the cutscenes because many runners of the community were really against the cutscenes for many years, and this was the way to fix that, and runners can just focus on the gameplay mostly and don't have to sit through the intro that takes pretty much 6 minutes. Unskippable cutscenes are never great for speedruns like this. Then right off the bat, there's like nothing really interesting to say about the intro. You just beat the Piranha plant as soon as possible, grab the shine and skip through the cutscenes, or watch them if you decide to not use the hacked file method, which needs a memory card, just so you know. I'll try to like explain what kind of strats are like something I've personally never seen, and why it might be the fastest way to do something. Generally, to get a faster time is just to be more consistent, make less mistakes, and maybe do some strats that are really risky, but saves like a second or two. Even if it saves a second or two, in a long run, if you have 40 splits, in this case over 40 shines, and in every split you save a second, you essentially save 40 seconds in total if you save a second in each split. You know, when he got to Delfino Plaza, he went through the above the roof, which is about a second faster or two if done properly. And if you haven't noticed already, toobou is Japanese, he's speaking in Japanese. And he's been going for this kind of a Project 112 grind for a pretty long time, from what I've followed. Water slide to kill the Shadow Mario as quickly as possible with the spam spray. The spam spray takes down Shadow Mario because all of the particles from water cannon flood hits Shadow Mario. If not, then he'll just have to walk a little bit in a certain distance. Because if Shadow Mario is walking here and Mario is here, then the spray has to hit Shadow Mario in a certain distance. That would be the backup if he felt the spam spray there, but he got it. Bianco Hills is one of the few levels that has a shine skip. You notice, well, you can't see, but behind the splits there's a BH2, meaning that runners and players can skip the first shine of the level, which is most likely intended by the devs. They just left the shine there. You don't have to do any glitches whatsoever. To climb up the windmill, runners can use some really well timed and really well used those fall jumps that just happened so fast. It's really hard. It's actually really hard because you need to do the first person mode to go into to turn Mario against the wall in the first person. Otherwise he wouldn't be able to do the wall jumps like that. What just happened? Petey doesn't have anything special that's been found for the game in years at all. It's been the same strat all the time. Just make him to turn, which is either be on his side, in the left or right side, or in the back. He turns, then he always opens them out. And runners have to do that 3 times. He's talking some stuff. All of the shine sprites that spawns like that always spawn in the same spot. If runners have memorized where they spawn, they can time it with a ground pound. And the sooner they hit the ground, the faster the shine cutscene starts. First, next thing is gonna be the first secret level of the game. All of the secret levels in Super Mario Sunshine, you'll obviously lose blood. And the strats have been developing even more insane over the years. Where you can beat the levels even slightly faster, hitting some certain cycles, doing some insane movement strats whatsoever. I'll be mentioning and talking about them when we get to those kind of secret levels. The first one, Bianco Hills 3, is pretty basic. There's nothing really crazy to mention. I haven't seen a run at all, so everything that I'm watching right now and commentating over it is all new to me. This is something I've seen for a long time. This is something like a second faster. It might be not significant, but the more time saves like that exists, the more time save they'll be getting. Next up will be Bianco Hills 4. But after collecting 3 shines, the game lets you to go to Ricco Harbor at the second level of the game. But runners for many years have been doing this trick where they do travel skip. Travel skip, you open Ricco Harbor, then you go back to Bianco Hills. And to do that, they have to well time the last spray to Piranha Plant before it dies. When it dies and you go to Bianco Hills, you essentially have 2 cutscenes play at the same time. And it saves time because after the cutscene is over for Ricco opening, you've already entered Bianco Hills. So that's why it's called travel skip. And it's done like this. And that's well done. You know you've done. You know runners know when they got it if this is what plays. It's pretty easy, like, well, as a runner, after been doing that for years, so I think I find it easy. But it's really easy to mess up too. If you do one mistake, you may not be able to make it to the Bianco Hills then. This is one of the fun shines to look at. It's red coins in Bianco 4. It looks pretty same for what I've been doing for years. Just slightly better executions here and there. Momentum spin jump. Just a regular ball jump. I personally, and many other runners, have been doing... oh, there's a momentum spin jump at least. That saves a little bit of time. But at the end, toobou didn't go for a glitchy wall kick, which is done by going to first person mode, then wall kicking immediately after that. There's like some certain frame window, you have to pull that off against the wall. If done right, you'll wall jump against the wall. And in that case, it would have been slightly faster to get to the red coin. But how much time it saves? Roughly half a second, if anything, to be honest. Now comes the biggest recent point for many top runners of the game. Bianco Hills 5 is Petey's revenge fight, the rematch against Petey Piranha. And what makes this so notorious is that there are so many different patterns, the flying patterns for Petey. And if any of them are terrible, I guess, the runner decides if they're good or not. They'll just reset because they might lose easily over 10 seconds to 20 seconds. In some cases, it might be over a minute. There are some patterns that can lose over a minute. The worst possible pattern, nobody has ever been able to get in a run. But some people have been managed to get like maybe like a third worst patterns or so. So far, this seems to be okay pattern for toobou he's getting here. It's not the best, but it's not the bad right now. And I'm fairly certain I know what direction Petey is gonna go. What's also RNG for Petey fight is that he might throw a tornado. And that loses about 2 seconds. Because you have to wait for the animation. Oh, he's going back that way? Okay. This is still fine. This is still a fine RNG for sure. Doesn't seem like toobou got the best kind of RNG in this run at all. And there's a tornado. As you can see, it loses about just a couple of seconds. And there's nothing runners can do about it. It just happens. They also have to make sure they have enough water. Because if they run out of water, they have to go and get the bubble gloom enemies to spawn. So they can jump on them and they'll drop water packs. Or they have to go to the river. This was seemed interesting RNG. Even 2 tornadoes. Not the best kind of RNG, but definitely something any runner will take just to get the run going. I'm kinda surprised that's the kind of RNG toobou got, but looking at his personal best and best segments at the bottom left corner of the timer, he lost a lot of time in his personal best. Right now he's ahead by 16 minutes. He's ahead by 7 seconds right now. I'm gonna move the camera so you can see that's how the splits are right now. Runners are not completing Bianco Hills because this run has cutscenes every time they've beaten levels. After getting 3 shines, Ricco Harbor opens. After getting 5 shines, Gelato Beach you can unlock. And once you get 10 shines, there will be Pinna Park that you can unlock. And runners are doing Bianco 6 and 7 later because they want to go to Gelato Beach right after beating Petey. They have 5 shines now. That's why they want to go to Gelato Beach. Minimizing cutscenes that are playing after beating levels is beneficial for the runners. It saves time. Once they've collected 20 shines, then it doesn't matter in what order and how they do shines or what levels, because Noki Bay unlocks and that cutscene plays every time they leave a level. That cannot be skipped anymore. Once they go to Corona Mountain and start the post game, then there are no more cutscenes playing at the start of the Delfino Plaza or when they leave the level. Now here's the pretty famous skip of the game, Gelato Beach skip. I'm curious how he does this, because I know he's not doing the backflip method. There are like 5 different methods to... Okay, he's doing it like that. So there's like 5 different methods to do the Gelato Beach skip. And it's done by just running against the coconut, clipping through the hut, and that's how they can grab the shine. Why is it important? Is because the episode 8 shine will unlock all of the episode shines. So they can go to episode 6 if they want to, or 5 or 4, it doesn't matter. But the only episode that matters for any person speedrun, which I didn't mention, is the episode 7 shine, which is Shadow Mario. In every level, Shadow Mario always appears in episode 7. Once he's defeated in all of them, the final level, Corona Mountain, unlocks. And the faster they beat Shadow Mario, the better it will be. toobou having some fun there. And that's Gelato Beach done. He used some spam sprays there. The closer he was, the more spam spray waters were going to hit Shadow Mario, and that's how he got the quick kills. Next up, he's doing some really good movement to get to Pinna Village. Pretty good, pretty good. That is roughly a 2 seconds faster, maybe. I don't know, but it is definitely faster than going to the Shine Gate and doing wall jumps from there, which is a lot safer and easier to do than what toobou was just doing. Here's another... This is a kind of a strat I haven't seen before. So you can push... so you can pull all of these jumplets to the water, but there's RNG what directions they go at the start. And he seems like he got a really good RNG. Oh, he got a really good RNG. The faster he gets them all of them to the water. Oh, that's a little bit of a miss-up. The pausing and unpausing there closes the blood text box, saying that be kind to your pets or something. From what I remember. And when the text box closes, the shine appears. That's why the runners are pausing there. Sorry about that. Though, what I was gonna say about the jumplets, their pathing is random, and he seemed to be getting a good pathing there, from what I noticed, and he wanted to get all of them to the water as soon as possible. Usually you will start with the middle one, the second jumplet that he was going for, but seems like he got a kind of an RNG that he went for the left one instead. I guess he recognized the patterns based on the cutscene that plays at the start of the level, but I'm not too sure. I haven't, to be honest, I haven't run the game for like I don't know, 2 years. So I've got I'm a little bit rusty with the knowledge, but I'm trying my best to say what I still know. Okay, it's not moving. This Shine is auto-scroller. Doesn't matter what he does, he just has to wait for Pinna to run to the ending. The text box showed up immediately. I think that's why he looked at that sign and read it for a second. That might be why, but I'm not too sure. Is this the first ever 112? Yes, it is. The first ever 112. And most likely the last minute barrier that's ever gonna be broken for this game. Piranha Village 3. Don't think there's been any new strats discovered for this. I'm fairly certain he'll go for glitchy wall kick type, which is a little bit harder version of the method that I was explaining earlier in Bianco 4, but let's see. He goes for it. That is much harder than it may seem. There's not a whole lot of frames to pull off that method. They need to go to the first person by pressing Y button, then press A to get the wall jump. But right after that, they have to also press the B button, which is the dive in that case. If they do it right, that's what happens, what you just saw. If they're really going to optimize this, they're gonna be so lucky to get 112, 111. If they are really going to optimize this, they're gonna be so lucky to get 111. Yeah, I don't think it's possible because you need to have the perfect luck pretty much and no major mistakes. I don't think it's possible if there's any new discoveries be found at all. Bianco 4, there are three different patterns for this jump to go. He got the mediocre one, if I recall correctly. And he just has to wait, hold the chain so the jump moves faster. Force the jump to go towards the pool. Grab the chain just before the jump is pushing itself or jumping off from the pool. And that's how they can force the jump to the water, to the pool. That's been a strat known for ages. It hasn't changed at all. So far, it's been... the strats have been kind of minor. That is kind of new still. Many of these there's been known for years. So nothing crazy, new discoveries yet from what I'm watching. Manta 5, Yoshi Skip, the classic Yoshi Skip, one of the first discoveries as a glitch for this game. Normally you need to get a Yoshi, so you can remove this turret that is blocking the path to the secret. But there's a way to enter the secret. Oh, that's some interesting movement there, I kinda like that. Some water sliding on a mushroom. But yeah, that's how they enter the secret without Yoshi. They clipped inside the tree and hovered through the underneath of the secret to enter it, because there's no collision in some spots. Oh yeah, and pretty known secret, don't you think? Chucksters. If the Chucksters... ooh. The only Chuckster that matters for this secret is just the vinyl one, and it has RNG as well. If the Chuckster stands still in that spot for some period of time, they can make it to that just before it starts walking away. If it walks away, they have to wait for the whole cycle for that Chuckster to walk back. Then it can throw Mario to the other side. And that loses time if he has to walk around. That's getting more important for runners to go for, is to get that early cycle. It's just called the early cycle, by the way. Pianta 6, the route for getting all of the Piantas unlocked and sprayed, it hasn't changed in years. It's still the same order. Just better movement and better execution for all of them, as you can see. You might notice sometimes if toobou and our runners are using the hover nozzle to spray a little bit after they do a rollout from dive and rollout. That is because this is a thing that generally for flood. So when flood is inactive, for some reason sometimes water may not come out of the flood, and it can be annoying for runners. So they want flood to be active, and to know if flood is active is that well, flood is active right now if you can watch Mario. Now the flood is not active. And that way, if flood is active, the water comes out of flood right away. If flood is inactive, then water may not come out immediately. That's just a little minor thing that many of you may not even know, but that can make a difference sometimes if they want to water slide, for example, immediately especially. That's why they want to make flood active, so it makes it easier to water slide. That's just one example, but generally it's just better to make sure that flood is active for any time they need to use water. Here's Shadow Mario. I was talking about the distance about Shadow Mario and water hitting from a certain distance. That's what he just did there. If he was any closer, all of the water might have missed because it would go over Shadow Mario. Or he's not close enough, then the water is not even hitting him. Next one is gonna be Honey Skip. They go inside this building, set up themselves in the right spot by looking at the shadow, hover the certain distance, ground pound, and start sidestepping with the regular nozzle. And if everything was done right, they'll skip the cutscene and they can enter Pinna Park just like that. There's a cutscene that takes about 20 seconds to just go through, and that just completely removes that. It is precise enough that it's if you don't hit the cutscene trigger, you're not gonna skip the cutscene. And if you walk too much towards the cutscene and you trigger it, then you'll watch the cutscene. That's why it's important how much they hover there. Here's another cutscene skip. That's pretty much one of the first skips of the game. By exiting the area just before they enter the loading trigger that starts the cutscene for showing the mecha spawning, they can skip the cutscene. I don't know why it works like that. And funnily enough, that doesn't work anywhere else. If you try with Petey Piranha or any other bosses, it doesn't work. Nobody knows why. If someone actually knows, I'm sorry, I don't know, because I haven't played the game for a while. But I think it's still unknown to everyone. Then mecha fight is... the sooner they get all of the rockets, they can shoot all of them to the mecha. That's how it's done. There was like... I really can't go into all of the details because it just happened so fast. But the way that toobou was aiming the water and shooting, trying to shoot in a certain spot, he can grab some rockets earlier. That's how he was able to beat the mecha so fast there. And it needs 4 rockets to end the fight, pretty much. And the cutscene skip happened at the end, by the way. All of that had just happened. It happened so fast. Next up is Pinna Park. Oh, he's doing that now. Interesting. So here's the thing about that. That is really, really hard. It doesn't just work like that. What I mean is that if you do a backflip with the... You spray, then you do the backflip. You can't hover immediately after that. You can't, but there's a certain window just when you start the hover that you can pull it off. I don't know how precise it is, but he made it look really easy for some reason. Oh yeah, and there's a mole skip too. Now this secret, even TAS can't do it. TAS stands for assisted speedrun. Essentially, a robot is playing, making a perfect speedrun. Even it can't make that cycle early to the last platforms that are disappearing right now, and now they appear. So this secret hasn't got any new developments as strats at all. It's the same all the time. It's never gonna change, I believe, if they don't find a way to make Mario move faster without blood. Okay, let's see if he's gonna do the backflip again. Yeah, he pulled it off. So as soon as the backflip starts, they switch to hover nozzle to make a quick hover like that. If he backflipped and tried to hover a little bit later, then he wouldn't be able to do the hovering at all. Next is Pinna Park 3. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same route I've been doing, and it's been known for as one of the fastest routes. So get these 2 red coins, go through the boat, grab that red coins in that order. Yep, it hasn't changed at all, and it's really cool how he's pulling that off. Though this one might... oh yes, he got that. If he tries to hover in between the crate like that, he can actually clip himself above the crate. But if he didn't do that, he'll be below and he'll just grab the crate instead. That way he saved time to not climb up all the way to the top after the 7th red coin. And there's the backflip, hovering again. Next is Pinna Park 4. This one, you can wake up all of the snoozer koopas, yeah, and ground pound them all around the same time before the cutscene starts. And if he gets them all, which I'm sure he will be getting, then he saves quite a lot of time. Because the cutscene that plays, it won't stop until all of the flowers are going up that he ground pounded. So if he ground pounds 2 flowers goes up. If it was 3, then it will be 3. And he did it perfectly. There's been different methods how they lure all of those snoozer koopas close to each other. And there's a couple of things that runners have to keep in mind when they ground pound. If they get hit at all, take damage basically. Those koopas might stop. They just stop and look at you. That's why they don't want to take damage. Now Shadow Mario shows up there trying to steal Yoshi. Well, he did steal it. But runners are not gonna go for that at all right now, because they'll do it later. They have 18 shines anyway. Now comes the part that might make you interested in what's going on. Why did he pick up episode 3? Episode 3 has smaller stews that are flying around, which you can see right now. Those stews are faster than the big stews. And he'll be using them to clip inside the park and use Yoshi to enter Pinna Park 6 secret. Because for some reason the secret... okay, he's gonna use a 1 stew method. So there's two methods to do this. With 1 stew or two stews. That was really fast. It looks really hard as well. When I say 1 stew method, he just lures one of them with him. And then he'll clip inside the Pinna Park like that. And use this stew as a platform to get to the secret. What he's standing on is out of bounds, but the platform is making it in bounds. That's why he's able to enter the secret. If he left off from that platform at all, he would be clipping through the whole level and just die. Now for the secret itself, he's going above the wall from the right side like that, and saves a pretty good amount of time for doing it like that. Rest of the secret has been pretty simple and basic for the long time. Nothing crazy as a new development as a strat. He got all of the backflip hovers to enter the Pinna Park. He's been playing really consistently throughout this whole run. If you look at the timer right now, He's been on green since Pinna Park. He's been saving time. He lost a little bit of time in Pinna Park 6 because he got a little bit of bad RNG. The coconut was the bad RNG reason. Spanish plays against Shadow Mario. You get a quick kill. You can actually make Shadow Mario to run to the right instead. That saves tiny bit time compared to the left side that toobou went for. But it's a lot harder method that you have to go for. We're pretty much halfway done with the run. Pinna Park beating it is halfway point for... Ooh, the momentum spin jump, huh? Slightly faster than going around the ground, the streets. What is the category? Any percent? Any percent. Beat the game as fast as possible. That's what it stands for. Ricco Harbor starts with the Koopa blooper. Let's see how he does this. The momentum spin jump against the ramp there, yes. There is actually a really hard method to triple jump off those crates, off those boxes. But it's probably way too inconsistent for toobou to go for, so it bumps do not go for it. And generally it doesn't save much time, and it's really hard. It's way punishing if you don't get the triple jump. There he released the nose as soon as he was like in a certain spot, or he hears Cooper blooper to make a scream sound. That happened there if you heard it. It was subtle, but it happened there. That's the way for runners to know if they've pulled the nose enough. Then they can release it to damage the boss. We're halfway done with the run. And there's not been like anything crazy new discoveries. So how did toobou end up getting such a great time like 112 or 113 that he has right now? The more consistent you are at the game, the more likely you're gonna get good times. And going for fast strats, but also not super risky strats. They can be called like IL strats. There are just, when you call IL strats individual level speedruns, runners always go for like the riskiest strats in those. But for Sunshine's case, I guess toobou doesn't want to go for some IL strats. That will save time, but it will be a lot riskier. So he probably wants to keep it still consistent and simple for himself. Here they do the level without blooper. It saves time. But the way they do this is to move in a certain way to hit those checkpoints so they can finish the race. What he just saw toobou doing is like he hit the checkpoint 1 nearby the wall, he turned around, hit that checkpoint just earlier, and finished the race. Much faster than you would finish the race with the blooper if you do the shortcut even. Next up is pretty much the fastest shine of the whole run, Ricco 3. Normally in that shine you would go up off and enter it from there to get the shine, but runners can go from below. And depending on the crane RNG, it can be really fast or a little bit slower. But let's see what kind of how he pulls it off. Oh, yep. That what he just did there is called a momentum spin jump. Actually, no, is it called momentum? Well, either way, he did that cool trick there to make it to the shine slightly faster. Oh yeah, it was called Beyblade. Thank you, dog trainer in the chat. It's called Beyblade. I completely forgot. That's the name of that strat. Ricco Harbor 4, the only secret of the level, comes up next. That also can utilize a Beyblade strat. I'm sure I will be seeing that. Instead of doing it from the right side, he'll be doing it from the left side. Like that. Makes sense. And if he does it well, he can actually do the jump dive off from the second wall jump to enter the secret faster. if you ever have to do dives, that saves time for this kind of run. These cycles for all of the platforms that are moving like this are consistent. They're always the same. As soon as if he follows the patterns and remembers his inputs, which is probably the muscle memory that does it for him, then he just he's able to finish the shine without any issues. Ricco 5, pretty much just it's just a rematch against Koopa Blooper. Oh, I see. Quick recap against the platform or the chimney or whatever it is called in a in a boat. In certain spots in a game, against like a corner, for example, you can do a quick ledge grabs. And if you going again, if he tried to climb up at the straight part instead, then he would have he will just have a normal animation climbing up. But he did it against like a certain spot that he just did a quick get up. Pretty cool. I like the optimization like that. Stuff like that might be really hard to hit though, because you are not sure if you hit the right spot to climb up or not. I want to pay attention for a second here that how toobou has 113 count, which is 1 hour 30 minute speedruns at 65. He's got 65 1 hour 30 minute speedruns that many of the top runners will probably like to have. He's been doing this grind for a very long time, alongside with Inca Star, JJSRL, other top runners of the game as well. When it comes to this red coin, he's going from the right side and grabbing these red coins. And there's really nothing to explain it, because it's a pretty basic route he's taking. And the basic strats. You can't make this any faster. It's kind of like an auto-scroller. Not really. You still have to move around and actually do some movement. So yeah, pretty basic shine. 15.1 second ahead. That's pretty far ahead right now. Meaning that if he keeps this pace, 15 seconds ahead, he would have got 1 hour, 12 minutes and 50 seconds time. We'll have to see how the rest of the levels are gonna go and where does he bleed time. When I say bleed time, he's losing time basically, that's what I mean by it. That's my way to say losing time, bleeding time. Oh! Easy, like he says. That is a quick kill for this Shadow Mario, where he went to the first person mode and used the spam spray from Get Up to hit all of the particles from water to Shadow Mario, and that's how he quick kills that. It's really difficult. Don't listen to toobou. He says it's easy, but it's easy for him. But for everyone else, that's probably impossible. It is really hard. Now they finish... now the runners will finish Bianco Hills 6 and 7, which they left for later. Bianco 6 is second secret of the level. Dirty leg secret, like we like to call it. In this one, I wonder will he be able to do the water slide all the way to the top of the hill, right here. Looks like he can. Yeah. Oh, he went for it. Oh, nice get up animation there. Yeah, I wanted to try to get the... He wanted to get the water slide all the way to the top, but he was too far to the left, so he was below instead. Didn't lose much time, because he got the quick get up there and he managed to react in time for his mistake. Now the secret itself, let's see what kind of strat he goes for. Yeah, this is the momentum spin jump against the slope there. There are different momentum spin jumps in this game. A buffered and momentum. So those spin jumps are based on how do you rotate the control stick. Do you rotate it against a ledge while doing a dive? and the momentum is off from running with a high speed. Now that looks pretty good. And the last shine of the level, Bianco 7. This also has a quick kill, just like in Ricco Harbor. Let's see, will he be able to pull it off? Not exactly the way he wanted to. He needs to be in a certain distance from that. Not too close, but not too far. I guess he didn't get the inputs right, so the spam spray didn't hit it properly. Now comes pretty much the most annoying level of this category speedrun. Siren Beach has 2 hard secret levels and 2 annoying boss fights that are pretty much RNG dependent. Hello toobou, I love you too. Just like I imagined, grabbing the banana, saving the Yoshi, and entering the level that way. Now when it comes to this level, like I said about 2 notorious boss fights, RNG dependent, here's the first one, Manta Ray. Depending how fast you can split all of the mantas, the more time save you'll get in this shine. You want to split them all into smaller pieces, because they will start chasing you, and they turn purple as well. That's the way to know if you've got them all to smallest pieces. Because if they're too far away, it takes time to try to catch them up. There are different ways to split them as fast as possible, and the runners have their own preference how they split them and in what spot they are. Let's see how they split. That seems okay. Oh yeah, that's good. Now we just have to hope that he doesn't mess up more there or get unlucky. Okay, he ran out of water. Not the craziest RNG. I think it was pretty average. The splitting is random. That's why this makes it really notorious boss fight. Now he just has to hope with all of these spin jumps that he's hitting every manta. The sooner he kills them all, the faster the fight will be over. Okay, that was decent. It wasn't terribly bad. It can be way worse than that, I'll just tell you that. You can see from the bottom left corner of this split, his personal best is 2 minutes 38 seconds for this split alone, but the best segment is 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Right now he's bleeding a little bit of time, so he'll be losing time. Even though he got a kind of mediocre RNG there, and he executed that fine. So he didn't lose too much time, so it was well done. Now comes the Siren Beach 2. I'm certain he'll go for the momentum spin jumps that I was talking about. At the entrance of Siren Beach, at the entrance of the secret, there are these pink boos. He has to avoid them, and the best way he can avoid them is try to spray them alongside while doing wall jumps, so he doesn't puncture them by accident. Breaking all of these blocks and spin jumping against them while breaking them, so he doesn't lose too much momentum and he can do the wall jump again. Now he calls for a momentum spin jump that I was mentioning, that they do a diving against the slope like that and spin jump right after that to keep the momentum going. Basically he has speed and he can make it to the other side just like that. Even if toobou is this far in a run, he's still talking to his stream chat. That might be one of his ways to... That might be some of the runners' ways to keep them calm and just focus on their gameplay and not to worry too much about the pace of the run. Right now he's 11 seconds ahead of this run, of his personal best. This shine is one of the shortest ones of the run as well. He'll grab this banana and make it all the way to the top where the shine is. Clip through the ceiling by using the banana. And there you go. How is that done is... it would be easier for me to explain how it's done if I had the input display and actually playing for you to show how it's done, but that's how it is. Now comes the hardest shine of this level, in my opinion, and probably the most fun one as well. Runners have to enter the casino, and there's a pipe that leads to the secret then. Normally you would have to do like a puzzle casino roulette, but all of that can be skipped by doing wall jumps like this and clipping through the ceiling here. That's just kind of a out of bounds spot. They can't just walk through, they have to sidestep through it, and that's how they can enter the secret faster. This shine is actually really consistent if you go for simple strats. Oh, he was doing a butt slide there. If you do that butt slide in this game, you usually cannot do much out of the butt slide, but with well timed and well executed timing with the rotation of the control stick, they can do the spin jump off from the butt slide and keep the momentum. It's really hard. It's not simple at all. Now it's time for Siren Beach 5. Pretty much one of the most known RNG shines of the game as a boss fight, because it's a Gimpu. Gimpu's case is that I made a video about this a long time ago explaining how does Gimpu's slots work. Basically, there are extra cycles, and he doesn't want to get any of them, because each extra cycle loses about 6 to 8 seconds. Roughly around like that. If I had to guess, he'll get 1 or 0 extra cycles. Those are really respectables, RNG. And it's RNG, by the way. He went to the middle of the arena immediately to spawn, make the Gimpu disappear so he spawns faster. Just a tiny bit subtle time save there. The white guys like this just grab the pepper and throw any fruit to it that is not a pepper to damage Gimpu. Now comes the extra cycle that is... it's not an actual extra cycle that loses time. It's a script extra cycle that always happens after you damage Gimpu. When you damage Gimpu, he won't give you second fruit right away. He got lucky there, that's good. Depending on the slot position for one of them, you can tell if you're gonna get a guaranteed fruit or not. And each time he damages Gimpu, those moving platforms are getting faster. Those are bubbles. Usually not something that you would like to see, because they're on your way as a runner. I have to guess he's gonna get a... Oh, he got 1 extra cycle. That is bad RNG. That's an extra cycle. He cancels the Gimpu's animation there, so he can force him to start this slot machine again. Oh, that is unfortunate. That wasn't the greatest RNG. Fight wasn't badly executed either. He got a little bit unlucky with the fruit placement there, and he bonked to one of the fruits. He's bleeding a lot of time there. Roughly over 10 seconds time loss. So far it's been really consistent execution for toobou. Just a couple unfortunate RNG RNGs that he couldn't control. Siren Beach 6 is just scrapping the beach, and the faster you do it, the better it will be. But he's playing on Japanese version, which has a version difference. The coop becomes invisible in some cases, and the requirement for cleaning the beach is more strict. He needs to make sure he sprays a lot more of group off, because some of it becomes invisible. He has to spray everywhere. Fortunately, with the route that runners have been doing for years, they can refill the water easily and spam spray everywhere, just like this. He went that way just slightly there, because he wanted to be sure that he got all of the coop in that spot. It's not a terrible Yep. That was okay. I feel like many runners would like to have 2:23 left on a timer, especially on the Japanese version. But I think he wanted to get even better than that. Like I said, it's a hard shine on this version. Next up is the episode 7. The same thing like previously levels. It's a Shadow Mario. He'll beat that, then he'll switch to last level, which will be Noki Bay. I want to point out how he almost beat Siren Beach 6 in under 1 hour. That's how far runners have been gone for. They're getting better and better every year. That's the quick kill for Shadow Mario. There is a faster way with the spam spray, but I don't think toobou is comfortable enough to go for that strat when it's a much harder version of quick kill. And the final level time, Noki Bay. Also my personal favorite level. Noki Bay 1 is the execution level. The faster he gets to mole mini-boss that is throwing all of this coop down, the better that it will be. Nice wall jumps. Because otherwise the mole will spawn more of these third balls. And he made it there just perfectly. Now he's waiting for all of the... Okay, I haven't seen that before. Did he just place it down and it throw it himself? I guess that's what it did. But yeah, that's how... So what I was gonna say is that that's how he beat the level. And that's how the runners are doing it. 3 bob-bombs to kill mole, and that's the level. If he made any mistakes there, he would have not been able to make the cycle to get up there. Because the mole will shoot next pair of those coop balls. Noki Bay 2 is maybe the 3rd fastest shine of this run. 2nd fastest maybe. Because Shadow Marios are kind of fast. Either way. Noki Bay 2 normally is done that you have to fight Koopa Blooper at the top of the level. But they can skip that by going out of bounds. And it's been done the same way for many years. To get to the the spring has been seeing some development in movement. I don't think there's any crazier than that. Yeah, it's been the same movement and strats for many years. Nothing new there really. Let's see how toobou is doing this. Cost for the first red coin. Pretty basic one. Turns around and cost for that red coin. Perhaps that's red coin there. Yep, it's been the same for many years. Nothing new really. If he touches the ground there, he'll lose momentum completely. Which can be pretty bad, because you will have to gain speed back by going to the first person mode and use the hover nozzle. That was really fast. When he grabbed the 7th red coin, he went for the right side to keep his momentum to the 8th red coin. Then he kept that to the shine to save time. Now comes my personal favorite shine sprite of the game, Noki Bay 4. It's a Ilufa Mountainist, a boss fight underwater where you have to clean 8 teeth. And now I'm gonna try to explain this as well as I can. So normally you will have to clean all of the teeth. Ooh, that's a rough mistake. So normally you have to clean all of the 8 teeth so the fight is over. The fight is done when you clean all of them. And what runners are trying to go for is a 6 or 7 tooth strat. We'll see which toobou goes for. But the more teeth you clean, the better the fight will be. They want to clean the middle teeth first, which are something that those can't hurt ill. They're normal teeth they're like healthy teeth. Then all of the corner teeth are not healthy except for cold tooth. And depending where the cold tooth is, it can change the movements and strats for runners, because they need to know where the cold tooth is. Okay, that's all of the middle teeth. Here's the cold tooth. He goes for the 6-tooth there. And forces that. Okay, that's a 7-tooth strat. I've never seen that before, actually. Wow. I've never seen a 7-tooth strat, but I knew it's possible. First time I'm seeing that in action. Really well done, hey? How does that work? All that there is clean all of the teeth, force Eel to try to eat Mario, make it to close mouth, take the damage so you can skip the cutscene and actually move during the cutscene. Then that's the fight, really. It happened so fast. If I want to explain it more in a well detailed, that would be like another video, honestly. Next is Noki Bay 5, just a pianissimo. There's really nothing to say. The faster you get to pianissimo, the better it will be. Maybe there's some sick strat at the end of the finish line that he will go for, but we'll see. Maybe he will do the same thing he did in Pinna Village, if you remember, with the sighing. Reading the sighing will open up the text box faster for pianissimo. Let's see, will he go for it? Yeah, he's going for the shot. He's going for this. Going for it. Yeah, it's the sighing. Just like I imagined. Yep. Reading the sighing. Finish off the race. Talk to the pianissimo. And the text box shows up immediately. Just waiting for him to come up. There he is. A bonk to the black ball to grab the shine. That's new. That's new right there. I've never seen that before. Oh, actually, I lied. My favorite shine comes up now. Noki Bay 6 is my favorite shine. Then Noki Bay 4 is my second favorite. I think. Shoutouts to Orange 117 for the bonk shine scrap. Shoutouts to Orange 117, another Japanese runner of the game. Been developing some strats. Okay, this is new. I've not seen anything like this. Interesting. Is that really faster? I guess it is if toobou goes for it like that then. Okay. The rope strats have seen some new development, it seems. The way I used to do it at the couple years ago was done in a different way. But the ending was same. Alright, the secret itself. The faster his movement is, if he doesn't make any mistakes, he can make it to the green cycle, which is this, based on the peck on the platforms that are moving like that. So there's red, green, yellow, blue, and so on. The wall jump off from that. If he had any more speed after the rollout, he would have bonked there. So he wanted to slow down to get the wall jump. That was really well done. He's been going through this Noki Bay consistently after Siren Beach 4. He hasn't been in a red at all since Siren Beach 4. And throughout the whole run, he hasn't been in red a single time, I think. Except at the start, but it's whatever. Now comes Noki Bay 7. There is a quick kill that is really, really difficult, and I think toobou goes for it, because I've seen... Yep, he goes for it. Ooh. That is just absurd to pull that off in a run like this, especially. If he didn't get the ground pound and the spam spray at the right spot at the right time, he would have not got that quick kill. That was really well done. How much time it saves? If I have to guess how much time it saves, I'm just saying myself, asking a question, probably 3-4 seconds. Because otherwise, Shadow Mario would have to swim to the land, and you cannot damage Shadow Mario if he's swimming for some reason. Now comes the final boss, pretty much. It's Corona Mountain and Bowser. The end of the level, the final level is really difficult if runners goes for a really hard strat, which I'm certain he goes for. Yes. Yeah, he tries to make the cycle with these spikes to save a few seconds few important seconds to be fair. These spam sprays and water slides are really important to pull off. And he gets them all. Second part is the boat. Very known boat for casual gamers. And it's really simple to pull that off if you know how you have to move Mario Terball spraying. Now comes the next glitch that... Now comes a glitch that hasn't been shown in a run at all. Because there's not been a whole lot of glitches except for Gelato Beach 8. Gelato Beach Skip. That was a rocket storage, by the way. I couldn't explain it earlier. And the run is pretty much done except for final boss. Based on the time, best possible time that shows in the bottom left corner, right below the timer, he can't make any mistakes if he wants to get 112. Comes from the left side, I guess for preference reasons. And the faster he gets to the next platforms and ground pounds them, the more faster he'll be able to finish this run. But he has to be really... Runners have to be really careful with this rocket, because sometimes it may not work because they land on ground, because it tries to store the rocket nozzle there for some reason. Ooh, that was so scary. And that's the end of the run. That's how... And that is how speedrun of Super Mario Sunshine is done in 1 hour 12 minutes. That was an amazing speedrun from toobou. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you liked the commentary and I hope you liked the commentary I was doing for this. I tried my best to cover what was new and what has been known for a very long time for this game. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching.